welcome to Let's Talk Chicago Bears. Hi, what a great weekend that was for the draft. I got to tell you. Well, first of all, I want to say one thing. I do apologize for last week's show. I know it wasn't very good. I got to tell you, your announcer, star of the show, extraordinaire, me, was a little under the weather. I have been fighting. Apparently, I've had a bad reaction to the vaccine, and my left arm for 7-8 days now. Well, today it's better. Yesterday and today, but it was an extreme amount of pain. It just pounded and pounded, my forearm and my upper arm and my shoulder, and I was in so much pain, and it was like, if you ever had shingles, it was like that. I had shingles 30 years ago in my left arm, so I thought I had shingles back again. I wasn't sleeping. I couldn't sleep for like 4 nights in a row. I was up, and then I had to sleep in a recliner. It was terrible. So I'm doing a little bit better. I was on medication last week when I did the show, painkillers, and I'm still on them. But yeah, so they're saying, yeah, you were one of those rare people that, they're still trying to find out things about the vaccine. So, and I was online reading, and one guy said he was in pain for 8 weeks, and I'm like, oh my God. So we'll see, but the show must go on, so I'm back. So I just wanted to apologize for that. And in the arm, it hurts, but I don't care. I'm still doing it. So let's talk about the draft weekend. Was that not fucking awesome? Oh my God. I wasn't feeling well. My son and his wife were supposed to come over, but I said no, so they didn't come over, so we were texting like crazy. And right after the 10th pick, we were talking about online, and we were texting each other, and all of a sudden we both went, oh, the Bears moved up. And so I want to do a shout-out to the New York Giants. Thank you for trading with us. So, me and my son were joking. He said maybe they were trying to screw the Patriots because they knew the Patriots wanted Justin Fields, and they picked 12th. And then I'm taking Mac Jones. But I said, I don't care. I'm just glad. So I was just shocked. And so let's talk about it. So the Bears had 7 picks when it was all said and done. And I'm not really sure where this Pace guy has been all these last years, but he rocked this draft. Now, of course, picking him, now they have to show up on the field and play. So, that's part 2 to it, So he made the good choices. Now we got to hope that they come through and they become the players that they're supposed to become, because he filled almost every one of our needs. We didn't get a linebacker, but, we only had so many picks, and we had to give up some picks and move around because we gave up the first round to move up to a number 11. So as you all know, Bears moved up to the 11th spot from 20th. Again, thank you, Giants. And they got the 22-year-old dual threat from Ohio State, Justin Fields. And he has a combined record of 20-22 as a starter the last 2 seasons at Ohio State. A little bit about him. He's 6'3", so he's not too short. I'm glad. I was a little worried about that. And he has won at Ohio State. He won the Big Ten championship, and he was undefeated in the regular season last year, I think it was, and then they went one year to the college football playoffs with him. Fields, I'm not sure if you knew, but he did transfer. He wasn't always at Ohio State. In 2018, as a true freshman, he transferred from Georgia to Ohio State because he didn't feel he was going to get the playing time to compete. So Ohio State reached out to him, or however that works, and he was like, I'm a-coming. So he went there and left Georgia. All I can say is he looks to be the real deal. Now, we hope he is. The thing is, many people ask me, what do you see? I know you watch college. The problem is I can't stand Ohio State. I love the Big Ten, but I rarely watch those games. And I did see him play a few times, and I've heard many people, as well as himself, say that he's a lot like Russell Wilson, where he's the dual threat, running and throwing. But he might be a little bit better passer than Wilson is. So we'll see. And he said he studies a lot of his films. So and a lot of people are like, well, he didn't look very happy. I've read everywhere he doesn't show a lot of emotion. He's a very even keeled, doesn't show a lot of emotion kind of person, and we want that. We don't need like a Cutler who cries every time the flag doesn't go his way, or he's crying about this or crying about that. So we just don't need that, right? So anyways, the future is looking bright for sure. The thing is, we got to see. Now, we all know everybody needs to calm down because Andy Dalton is starting the season. Like it or not, he is. Because we don't want to throw this young kid, 22-year-old kid, out there unless he's ready. And the speed of the NFL is so much faster than it is in college. So I would prefer Andy come out and win us some games. Of course, he's got to win. If Andy can win and keep winning, then Justin can sit on the bench and learn, because that's what we want. Because we don't want to throw this young kid in there and then he gets hurt or he gets screwed up in his head because he's not ready. So, we'll have to see. The Bears were just really lucky that he fell that low. I was actually quite shocked. I did not think. Now, if you recall last week, if I remember right, because I was a little bit out of it, I did say that the Bears would trade up only if it were after the 10th round. I was right, wasn't I? Because they went in the 11th. So the Bears were really lucky he dropped. I'm pretty sure, because the person they were going to take in the 20th pick we're going to talk about next, because they picked him next. But so I'm sure they were like just jumping up and down. So the future looks bright for us. We have a quarterback. I just pray that Matt Nagy does not screw him up and teaches him the right way. We all know he didn't want Mitchell. So, and everyone's saying he wanted this guy. So, even if he didn't want Mitchell, he should have treated him better. Mitchell got screwed, but we're not going to go down that road anymore. But so I just pray to the football gods that Nagy that teaches this kid right and makes sure he's ready when he goes in. And wouldn't it be something to have this quarterback around for a very long time, like, the Aaron Rodgers, the Bradys, the Peytons, or Mannings, Drew Brees, something like that. Wouldn't that be awesome? So let's keep our fingers crossed. Then the second pick, what the Bears were going to do was their second pick was the guy they were going to pick at number 20 if they did not get Justin Fields. So they traded up in the second day on Friday night, and they moved up 13 spots in the second round, and they got Oklahoma State offensive tackle, Tavon Jenkins. He was the 39th overall pick in the second round. Jenkins was a four-year contributor at Oklahoma State, and he was a starter for 3 years. So that's a really good thing. This guy's got experience. And the last season, so that's a good thing. He is 6'6". I like it. 320 pounders. Last year he opened at right tackle, and then one game he played left tackle before. That was 2019 he did that. So he played right tackle, he played left tackle, and then in the 2020 season he opted to sit out because of COVID. He started 10 games at right tackle and 3 games at left tackle as a sophomore. And then he goes back and forth throughout his sophomore and junior year. So he seems very versatile, which that is really awesome. And he also played right guard when he was a freshman. So they really helped their offensive line when they got him. So, and like I said, everybody expected the Bears take him 20th in the first round. Most of the analysts were shocked that he didn't even go in the first round, but I am grateful. That's why the Bears had to move up. So they, when they realized, hey, no one's taking this guy, they had to move up and get him, and I'm glad they did because we got a great quarterback. Now we got to protect him. Then their next pick was on Saturday. That was the rest of the rounds. That was rounds 4 through 7, and they, with the 151st overall pick, from Missouri, they took Larry Brom. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Brom. He is 6'5", 332 pounders, and he has played 33 games in college. He's with 19 starts the last 3 seasons with the Missouri Tigers. He started 8 games in 2020 at right tackle, and he played 11 games in 2019 at right tackle. And then, no, I'm sorry. Let's go back. I told you I'm on medication. He started all 8 games he played in 2020 because 2020 was, not a great year. And he was, and then after opening 11 contests in 2019, okay, what am I doing here? So in 2019, he played right tackle and left guard and left tackle, so he's played all 3 positions. I'm so sorry, remember, I'm on painkillers. So basically, he plays right tackle, left tackle, and guard. So I tell you what, and somebody asked him when are you excited about being going to the Bears? And he said yes. And he said, as a player, I'm mean, I'm physical, I'm dominant, and I'm a big person that's gonna displace you off the line of scrimmage. Do we love to hear that or what? And he says he plays with a chip on his shoulder, and that's awesome. Okay, so after then, the Bears on Saturday afternoon, they traded down 9 spots in the 6th round of the draft, and they selected Virginia Tech running back Khalil Herbert. And that was with their 217th overall pick. So now we've got a running back. He's going to be, obviously, he's going to be a backup because we've got Montgomery and Tariq Cohen. But you can always use another running back. He played 4 seasons at Kansas from 2016 to 2019 before he transferred to Virginia Tech last year. In 46 games, he has rushed for 2,918 yards, 22 touchdowns on 475 carries. And he caught 34 passes for 297 yards with 1 TD. So he can catch, and that's what we really want. Because our running backs have to get a little better at that. Tariq and Montgomery, you know what I mean? So he's 5'9". He's a little shorty, 204 pounds. He's ranking 5th in the nation in rushing last year. They only played 11 games last year, and in 11 games he had 1,182 yards with 8 touchdowns on 154 carries. He caught 10 passes for 179 yards last year and 1 TD. So he's averaging, and he did 16 kickoffs. Remember I said last week we needed another running back that could also possibly be a punt and kickoff returner. So I know we signed somebody else in the off season that could possibly do it too, but this might be an opportunity. So you know what? I told you. So far they did it. They got the quarterback. They got 2 offensive linemen. They've got a running back. So this is a really good thing. So then the Bears went back to then their next pick. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Then in the 6th round, at their 221st pick, they selected North Carolina receiver Dez Newsome. Newsome appeared in 43 games over 4 years, and for North Carolina, catching 188 passes for 2,435 yards and 18 touchdowns. Not bad. He is 5'10", 185 pounds. They said he had a breakout year in his junior year, 2019. He had a career high of 72 receptions with 1,018 yards and 10 TDs. Last year, he followed up with 54 catches for 684 yards and 6 TDs. He describes himself as a fierce and competitive teammate and very supportive teammate. And he's looking forward to the Bears, joining the Bears. So we can always use more receivers. And that's the other thing. I bet you Robinson is a lot happier today knowing that we have Justin Fields. He probably is like, okay, now I want to stay with the Bears because they actually have a quarterback that can throw to me. Then for their final selection of Saturday and the draft, they chose a Oregon cornerback. And if you recall, I said safety / cornerback. We needed that. So we got Thomas Graham Jr., and he was the 228th overall pick. Now, Graham did not play in 2020 due to COVID, but prior to that, he appeared in 40 games over 3 seasons for Oregon, registering 183 tackles, 8 interceptions, and 10.5 tackles for losses, and 33 pass breakups. I like that. He's 5'10", 195 pounds, and was known for his playmaking ability and ball skills at Oregon. So yeah, he didn't play last year, so of course he's taken a big chance. But before that, before his senior year, he led the FBS. He was the leader in pass breakups and was tied for 7th amongst active FBS players in interceptions. So, you know what? We need that so bad. We got to get back to intercepting the ball. That's just something we haven't done in a few years. Don't you guys miss that? Man, we used to be a machine. And I said he was the final pick. I take that back. I'm bad. He was not the final pick. Their final pick of the day was Bears selected BYU nose tackle. And I can't spell it. I can't even pronounce his first name. It's Kyriis Tunga. And that was in the 7th round, and he was the 250th pick. Tunga is 6'2", 326 pounds, and he appeared in 47 games in 47 games in 4 seasons for BYU. He registered 130 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, and 12 pass breakups and 2 forced fumbles. So they went and got a tackle. I said linebacker, but they did also need a tackle. So they did that too. So really, they have filled a lot of their needs this year. And Tunga last season, let's see what he did. He played 11 games and recorded 36 tackles. And he had a career high of sacks last year. And they say Tunga is a powerful run stopper who can also push the pocket backwards. So, you know what? If that isn't, that is a good thing. So, every one of these guys I just talked about, I know I throw out a lot of stupid stats at you, but everything is positive. And this is the first time I can't even remember that how they after the draft's over at the end of the weekend, the analysts say who was the win and losers of the draft, everyone said the Bears were a winner. This is the first time, because how many times have we heard Bears were losers in the draft, right? And then one beautiful thing about the start of the draft was the rumors that started when Aaron Rodgers came out and said he's not going to play for the Packers anymore. Would that be awesome if he really left the Packers? Just think about it. We wouldn't have to face him twice a year. Let him go. If he really does go somewhere, because my son and I were talking about this, there was rumors it was Denver, and when Denver did not pick a quarterback, and they picked in the top 10, they didn't pick a quarterback, and they don't have a quarterback. So I was like, is he going to Denver? I don't know, but it's kind of funny because I don't know why Denver did not pick a quarterback. So I thought they were going to take Justin Fields. So would it be great if Aaron Rodgers sat out next year or went to another division? Hell yeah. Goodbye. Man, what are Packer fans going to do? Oh, no. Wah, wah, wah. But that was a great way. But I'll believe it when I see it, though. Because that guy gives me nightmares. I mean, do not get me wrong. He's a talented guy. There's no doubt about it. But I don't like him because he's on the Packers. Just like I didn't like Favre. He was on the Packers. You can't like them when they're on the Packers. That's our rival. You cannot like the Packers. But the Bears really did a good job. So we know Pace saved his job for one more year. And then there's kind of rumors. My son has suspicions. He, for some reason, thinks the Bears have extended Pace's contract already and have not telling anybody. Because his contract's up at the end of this year. So I think he saved his career with the Bears. I think if they haven't signed him already, they're going to re-sign him. Now Nagy, that's a different story because his contract's up after next year in 2022. So Nagy, he's the one who's really, to me, is on the hot seat. How he handles this. Because we all know he didn't do a good job with Mitchell. Because in 2018, he let Mitchell be Mitchell. In 2019, he tried to change him, and it screwed him up completely. And then he begged to have Foles, who totally sucks. And now we're stuck with Foles' unbelievable, terrible contract. Pace, which is responsible for that too, but I blame Nagy for it more because I know he begged for him, and he sucks. As I've said, that guy had his 15 minutes of fame back in 2017 when they won the Super Bowl. He's not good. And but we have to keep Foles because of the money, which is a real shame, you know. But what are you going to do? So, but right now they both got jobs, so we'll see what Nagy does, but things are definitely looking up in Chicago Bearland. And even my son was like, I love him again. You know, everybody, you know how everybody was down on him. So, you know, that's the Bears, though. That's been my whole life with the Bears since, 75 when I became a Bears fan. It's been up and down, up and down. Just when you think you're never going to watch them again and never want to look at them again, they do something spectacular and you're in love with them again. So that's the Bears, right? But what are you going to do? When you're a true fan, you're a true fan. But this year should be something. He's given us a lot. So we'll see when training camp starts, end of July and August. We'll see what happens. And I'm really pumped because the last game of the season is here in Vegas. They play the Raiders. So when tickets go on sale, me and my son and his wife, we are going to that game. And maybe we'll see Fields in person. We'll see. But the future is bright. What do you guys think, huh? I got to tell you, they rocked. I mean, he really, really, really rocked this draft. I'm like, who is it? He put on his big boy pants for the first time in 5 years or 4 years. He did get Roquan Smith, and he was involved in the Khalil Mack trade. But he did. He put big boy pants on, and he really showed up this draft. So we'll see, right? All right, my super duper fans, I love you guys, and I hope this show was better than the last one, where it's encouraging, that's for sure. And, I'll be back. I don't anticipate any big things happening from now until training camp, because they usually take June off, all the coaches and players and stuff, after they have their mini camps and this and that. Although, I don't know what's happening with those this year. So I probably won't be back until training camp starts, unless something big happens. Something big happens, you'll see me, but I do not anticipate it. And then I'll have my set back together, and I won't be just sitting here. I'll be back with my set, starting to work on that, and things will really look professional on Let's Talk Chicago Bears. You could tell I'm on medication, can't you? Woo! Anyways, as always, I love you guys. I have the best subscribers ever. And I always look forward to your comments. I look forward to just, even getting the thumbs up is nice, and I don't care. I know there's always one thumbs down, but somebody's just being an ass. I could care less. I concentrate on you, the cool people. Right? All right, as always, let's stick together. We're almost through this god-awful pandemic, and maybe by football season, things will be back to somewhat normal. You know what I mean? Where we can fill the stadium again, and people can be screaming, and just everything back. Wouldn't that be awesome? So, love one another. Be good to people. Be kind, because it's just easier that way. And it's just nice to be happy to people. And that's the one thing I miss about the masks. When the masks come off, people can see me smiling at them again, because I smile at everybody, Although, then they can see the whole face. And remember, Dad, I look like my dad, and I'm a woman, not such a good look. All right. As always, keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. And I'll see you when spring training starts, or whatever they call it, camp. It's different, but I will see you, and I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait till the end of July, because this is going to be fun, guys. So let's buckle up and get ready for the ride. Bye-bye.